To Florida now, where the state's health department says 5 people have now died from a so-called flesh-eating bacteria. 16 cases in total have been reported in the Sunshine State as of last Thursday. CBS News correspondent Cristian Benavides spoke with a microbiologist about the severe danger this bacteria poses.
How quickly does it spread?
Oh, how quickly does it spread? So one of the things about Vibrio vulnificus is that it can double its numbers in about 20 minutes. So it's a really fast-growing bacteria. So if you get an infection, a wound infection, then that infection can go from a little red pinprick on your leg or your hand to a full-blown infection with an open wound in 24 hours.
And Cristian joins us now. I mean, this is certainly alarming to hear about, Cristian. How does someone become infected with this kind of bacteria?
Nancy, and not to scare anyone, but this is a bacteria that is commonly found in warm ocean water. However, it is rare for an infection to become severe. There are 2 ways that you can develop Vibrio vulnificus or come into contact with this bacteria. The first way is if you have some sort of cut in your body and then you're wading through water or you're swimming out in ocean water and that bacteria comes into contact with that open wound. That is one way. The second way is if you're eating uncooked seafood, something such as oysters, which are known carriers of this. And again, this is a fast-moving bacteria. That microbiologist that I spoke to said that essentially this can go from infection to death within 48 hours if you do not get treatment.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you hear flesh eating, you're certainly alarmed just by that alone. But 48 hours is a quite quick turnaround. Who is most susceptible to this type of illness? Are some people at greater risk than others?
Yes, and that's the important part, that those who are susceptible to this, because as I mentioned, this bacteria is actually quite common in warm ocean waters. But if you're immunocompromised, let's say that you have kidney disease, liver disease, or heart disease, and you have a cut and you're out swimming in the water, or you come into contact with water and then you notice that it starts to turn red, you start getting feverish, that is about the time that you should alert someone and let a medical professional know that. In fact, some people who may be young and healthy may eat oysters. They may think that they have a foodborne illness, but it might actually be from Vibrio vulnificus, but they just never know because they go through it. They go through the motions and get through it. But if you start to feel feverish, if you start to get chills and you're immunocompromised, it's likely something you want to speak with a medical professional about.
Yeah, maybe stay away from those oysters in the meantime. Cristian Benavides, thank you very much for that report.